Hello everyone, Southern Mike here with Haunted Empath. Today I want to tell you a story about the most haunted place I ever stayed in, and I will show you some videos, illustrations of what exactly happened. That's probably about 5 videos, and then at the end I'm going to show you photos that I actually not only took the photos but observed without the camera. The first photo is the house I am talking about in North Carolina. It sits on about 40 acres. Out of all the haunted places that I visited, including Gettysburg Battlefield and some bed and breakfasts in Gettysburg and along the East Coast, Savannah, Georgia, St. Augustine, this place was the most haunted. The property had been in my family for almost 100 years, and I was the last owner of the property. The property had a history of having some Native Americans centuries ago living on the property. We've found over hundreds of arrowheads, and I actually found a tomahawk near the creek, which I still have. And there's a story of a family who lived next to the property, probably in the 1800s. They were out for a buggy ride, a man with his wife and kids, and a storm came about, thundering and lightning, so he told his family to get off the buggy and go into the barn to get out of the storm and the bad weather, and he would stay with the horse and wagon. So that's what they did. And the story has it that lightning struck the barn, burned down, killed his family. And also in my family, when there was a death on the property, or a family member, the funeral home at that time would bring the casket to the home, and they would be laid out in the home for people to visit the home. There's a dirt road from the county road. It's about a mile long. It looks like a dry riverbed, so it was rough terrain to get to and from the house at any time. So whether it's the barn story, Native Americans, or family members that were laid out on the property, it's hard to say where the hauntings are coming from. The house would be described as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Sets way off the road. I guess the dirt road is probably a mile long. One evening, while sitting in the living room, you could always look over to your right and see the front door, a man was noticed coming through the door, but we did not hear the door open up. He was dressed in 1800s or early 1900 period clothes, and we noticed him coming across the floor. And what we did notice, that his legs weren't moving. It was about a foot off the ground, and he was gliding across the floor, went to the bedroom door, made a right, went into the bedroom. My mom got up, went to the bedroom door and looked in, and the man was standing there at the foot of the bed in the master bedroom. He then just vanished. And the first video is an illustration of what happened. So nothing else occurred that evening in regards to this gentleman who came in. One night, I went into the back bedroom to go to bed, and I had a full-size bed there and had some throw pillows on it. So I took the pillows off, tossed them on the floor against the wall, and then went into another room, came right back out, and the throw pillows were back on the bed. And here again is another video of the illustration of what happened. On another evening, I was there with a friend of mine who I was seeing at the time. We both went to bed, and I was laying there on my back, just wide awake, hadn't fallen asleep yet. And I think my friend had already fallen asleep, or was half asleep. So I'm laying there, and I hear a woman's voice say something. It was like a couple words, and I couldn't catch exactly what was said, because by the time I heard it, it was over. So I'm laying there thinking, well, what was that? And then I hear someone walking across the floor. It was a carpet floor, and I could hear the carpet kind of crunch as they were walking across the floor. And they walked to the foot of the bed, across the bed, up the other side where my friend was laying. And so I'm laying there quietly listening, and my friend all of a sudden jerked and said, "Someone touched me." Now, I haven't said anything to her about what I heard about the lady's voice and the walking across the floor. I laid there quietly listening. So she had no clue of what was going on. But for her to, jerk and say, "Someone touched me." So anyway, I have a video attached to illustrate that event. Nothing further happened that evening. And one afternoon, my mother and I were sitting in the living room with the TV on, and we heard the trash can in the kitchen, the lid spinning over and over and over again, and there was no one in the kitchen. Now, this was in the afternoon, so things were happening not only at night, but during the day. It was ongoing all the time. Again, here's another video of the illustration of that. One evening, my mother was sleeping on the couch. That's where she liked to sleep. And she woke up in the middle of the night, and she looked, and there was a man standing by the couch just staring at her as if he was watching her sleep. She looked at him. He realized that she sees him, and he takes off running down the hallway. And as he gets toward the end of the hallway, he just vanishes. So again, here's another video illustrating that scene. So things would happen all the time, and things would just vanish, and nothing else would happen for that day until the next day, and then something else would happen. Again, it was one of the most haunted places I had ever been in, stayed in. And one night, I went to go to bed, and I went to the back bedroom. Just got in bed. I'm laying on my side. I hadn't been in bed for a couple minutes. And then someone shoved the bed several times so hard that it rolled me over. And then once I was rolled over, I tried to roll back to my side, and the bed was hit again real hard where it rolled me back over. And I have a video here to give you an illustration of what exactly happened. Now, in some of my other videos that's on here, I speak of this house, and you can check those out. I would also go outside in the evening and walk around the property and snap pictures. And some of the pictures I'm going to show you here are not only pictures that my camera captured, but I actually saw with my own eyes, because I would hold the camera chest level and snap the picture. So the camera would take the picture, and I would also see it with my own eyes. And a lot of these pictures I observed actually happening in front of me. Now, this first photo which I got a chill, and I snapped the photo. To me, it looks like a face, a big, large face. That's what I can tell from it, and I'll show you right here. Now, these evenings that I took these photos, there was no fog, there was no mist. It was a clear, dry day. The second photo, same thing happened to me. Different day, evening. I got the chill down my back, and like something was behind me. So I turn around, snap the photo, and I saw this appear in front of me as the camera captures it. It looks like a tall, skinny mist or plasma with a head in the center of it. And I'll show that here. Now the next photo, the same thing occurred. Chill, feeling like somebody's around. So I snapped a picture in the direction I felt. And this one looks like a, I'm looking at it now, looks like a face, someone with like a big nose or something, and this photo's here. Now this next photo, you can see my shed in the background. I'm in the backyard. Same thing occurred. This formed right in front of me, and I snapped a picture. Now this photo is normally where I would walk around. Like I said, this place is unmatched from anywhere I've ever been. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So please subscribe, share, and like, and I'll see you on the next adventure.